About 10,000 years ago, a single human being was born with a specific genetic mutation. Today, every person on Earth with blue eyes shares that exact same ancestor, carrying a genetic mistake that created a new branch in the human family tree. Biology textbooks often simplify eye color as a matter of pigmentation. Brown eyes contain melanin, a dark substance that absorbs incoming light. If you were to dissect a blue iris, however, you would find zero blue pigment within the tissue. We are actually looking at an optical effect called structural color. In this 3D model of iris tissue, incoming white light enters the colorless fibers. The physical structure causes the short blue light waves to scatter and bounce back toward the observer. Your brain interprets that scattered signal as blue. It is the exact same physics of Rayleigh scattering that makes a cloudless sky appear blue during the day. Blue eyes occur when a specific genetic instruction fails to engage. The result is an iris completely devoid of pigment, creating color through physical structure rather than biological chemistry. This pigment loss comes down to the HERK2 gene. Normally, this genetic switch is on, producing a steady flow of dark melanin. But in blue eyes, that switch snapped off 10 millennia ago, breaking the production line and leaving a clear, colorless stream of tissue. Researchers at the University of Copenhagen traced this mutation back in time. They pinpointed its first appearance to between 6,000 and 10,000 years ago among a group of early humans living near the Black Sea. When scientists sequence the DNA of blue-eyed people from entirely different continents today, they find the exact same mutation, sitting in the exact same spot on the genetic code. Traits that evolve independently in different populations leave different genetic fingerprints. This perfectly identical mutation confirms that the variation started with one single Stone Age individual and then multiplied across the globe. Losing eye pigment offered no proven advantage to early humans. It didn't sharpen their vision or make them healthier. The trait likely survived and spread because ancestors found the new appearance physically attractive. In biology, visual appeal often drives evolution. A male peacock grows a massive, colorful tail, making it heavier and easier to catch. The bird pays a physical cost because peahens prefer to mate with the most vibrant males. For humans, lighter eyes also came with a cost. Melanin operates as a biological shield. It absorbs incoming ultraviolet rays before they can degrade the delicate light-sensing cells at the back of your eye over your lifetime. Operating without that shield has measurable consequences. Medical studies show that people with light-colored eyes develop uveal melanoma and age-related macular degeneration at significantly higher rates than people with dark eyes. An entire lineage of humans surrendered a highly effective solar defense system for a trait that was effectively a Stone Age aesthetic preference. Melanin exists far beyond your skin or your eyes. If we follow this MRI fly-through deep inside the human brainstem, we find a dense cluster of cells called the substantia nigra. These brain cells are heavily coated in a dark pigment known as neuromelanin. These cells synthesize dopamine, the chemical messenger responsible for controlling your physical movements, your motivation, and your brain's reward pathway. Scientists are finding correlations between the melanin in your iris and the melanin in your head. Controlled studies indicate people with brown eyes process pain differently than those with blue eyes, suggesting eye color reflects variations in internal brain chemistry. This connection exists because of how we form in the womb. This diagram shows a specialized embryonic layer called the neural crest. As it branches, one path builds your central nervous system, while the other forms your iris. This makes the iris a unique biological marker. It is a piece of living nervous system tissue sitting on the surface of your face. Because the iris is directly wired to your autonomic nervous system, it receives constant physiological updates. It acts as a real-time diagnostic monitor for your internal organs. In Wilson's disease, the body loses its ability to filter copper. In this close-up, you can see the excess copper depositing itself in the eye, forming a golden-brown boundary known as a Kaiser-Fleischer ring. The eye signals the disease before the liver or brain begins to fail. In Horner syndrome, a damaged nerve pathway between the brainstem and the face physically changes how the pupil dilates. Over time, the affected iris becomes lighter in color, using the change in pigment to signal the nerve damage. At the Medical University of Vienna, researchers are utilizing high-resolution iris scans to spot tiny vascular changes. They are working to detect early-stage diabetes and forms of leukemia well before a patient feels a single symptom. The color and structure of your eye is a living record. It broadcasts your genetic history, your dopamine systems, and the current health of your neurological pathways. The iris is a 10,000-year-old genetic broadcast. It provides a functional record of internal chemistry and neurological health to anyone equipped to interpret the data.